Okay, question come in about my top favorite 5 scans. So I'm just going to quickly go through those. They do change. I have done videos on this before, but I guess they do change from time to time. So first of all, the scan I do every day without failure is Darvis. And this is kind of many scans in one, but I can sometimes change the scan period around. So this scans for, say, at the moment, a 50-day high that then forms a Darvis box. I always put the top confirmation at the default setting's 3, but I change it to 6 or 7 usually. And I play around with this number. Sometimes it's 50, sometimes I'll drop it to 20, sometimes I put it at 200, okay? So obviously if you're looking for a 200, you know, looking for total blue sky setup, something that's made a 200-day high, and then it's based, and that finds some amazing setups, okay? I found that MU trade that I've been talking about lately. Then I always click any box. Sometimes I will click first box, but usually I'm just looking for stocks in any Darvis box, okay? And now the filters are vital because this is really differentiates things, okay? I only want to be in the high relative strength names, the stocks that are leading the market higher. I have this set only at 70. Sometimes I move it to 90 or 92 just to make sure I'm only in the best names, but I do like to just put it at 70. I don't want to look at stocks with relative strengths at 30 or 40 or 50. I just think they're just laggards, and I don't want to be in laggards. I want to be in leaders, okay? And so that is vital, the relative strength filter. And then I'm looking for stocks above a 21 exponential moving average just to filter out the shit, filter out the stuff that's like, not trending strongly and not ready to go, okay? Then whatever filters you want for volume, okay? What have I got that set on the moment? 200,000. Was that? Yeah. So yeah, usually I have that a bit higher. If I'm trading US stocks, I'll usually set that at a couple million. ASX stocks, I put it down to 200,000 sometimes, and then I do that scan on whatever markets I want to trade. Obviously, got it set for NASDAQ there, but you can do whatever. That is scan 1. Okay, I just think that this misses very few. Like the whole Mark Minivitti setups and all those classic setups that Dan Zanger takes, like this finds them all, And I think that people keep asking for holy grail, scans that are got the magic Mark Minivitti scan. I'm like, well, we've already got it. Okay, this finds every single one of them. Like, I think it does the job brilliantly, okay? And so just if you do it regularly, you just don't miss any of the big moves. You really don't, right? Now, the next one is the candle scan. So I love, where are we, candles. I go in here and I love scanning for more than 3 inside range bars. Okay, now the filters I put on are relatively similar. I always just want to be looking at stocks with good relative strength and above the 21. Like these 2 filters here don't change often. And sometimes I'll just increase that relative strength to 90. But this is key because once again, like I'm just not going to waste my time in laggards, okay? And then put whatever filters you want in and scan whatever market you want. So, but this one finds so many good setups. I'm in a trade right now in like MI6 listed on the ASX, and this came up in Darvis scan. This came up in both those scans I just talked about. It came up in this inside range one because we had 4 inside range days here inside this candle, and it came up in a Darvis box, right? So it's coming up in both. This is just the sort of stuff I love putting myself in, okay? Because they're coming up in both those scans, got blue sky, and I just missed very few of these. Now the next one is the percent scanner. All right, so go into scanning toolbox, click pattern and events or indicators and events. Okay, and then I like this percent scanner. Okay, within 3% of the last 60 period high. You can change that to maybe last 50 period highs. So what the hell is going on there? So what this does is like finds any stocks within 3% of the last 50-day high. Okay, you can do that on weekly, daily, monthly, whatever. Okay, and then I will also combine that with filters, right? So relative strength above 70 and that, right? Because I don't want to be in laggards. Okay, now that's fine stocks that just lingering. Okay, and it's just like that. I found this one too, but it just finds stocks that are lingering below their highs within a few percent. You can set that percent parameter what you want, but it just finds stocks that They're just lingering right below old highs, okay, and just sitting there, okay, with good relative strength, and then I can make a decision if I like that name, okay, and I can take it. So that all of these scans do similar things. You know, you get a point like I love trading this blue sky breakouts, and all the scans find them. I'm not looking for stuff that's in downtrends, okay. Now the next one, and this is great for penny stocks, is to go into the pattern scanner, and I like put in tri-point resistance, but I will just click all of the if I'm looking for bullish stuff, I'll just click all of the bullish stuff really, yeah, that's about it actually. Bearish rate, and I sometimes do that, and ascending triangle, sorry. And this finds some, because the ASX, penny stocks and the ASX kind of work, the way they trade, you find a lot of tri-point resistance setups where the chart hits exactly the same data point time and time again. It's just that because ASX is ASX, it's different to the US. This scan finds so many more stocks on the ASX market than the US market because of liquidity stuff, right? And and the nature of how penny stocks trade, okay, in increments, okay, is what I'm talking about. So I do that, and then I'll put, sometimes I'll put events in. Actually, no, that's a different scan I was doing, but forget that. And then the filter, I'll have filters in there too sometimes, right? Mainly just moving average filters, close above a 200 exponential moving average. Price range, I just playing with that the other day, but sometimes I'll just be trading for, like, usually I'll set that pretty small, like when I'm looking for penny stocks with these things, okay? And that is, I do that on weekly data, daily data. That has found so many huge winners. I've talked about this scan a bunch of times with, especially the tri-point resistance on the weekly data. That finds, it's a great scan for spec stocks that are breaking out of big bases and stuff. So it's done pretty well. Then the last one, and I only do this once a week now, pretty much, is I just scan for breakouts. So indicators and events, and I'll go into events and I'll just pick the breakout, and obviously I'll put break up. And so like I'll just scan for like stocks, making a 30-day or 50-day high or 100-day high, and I'll make sure that I'll unclick that one, and I'll make sure that the filter is just the same, and I'm looking for good relative strength names. And by doing that once a week on, I miss very few stocks that are kind of leading and breaking out into new highs, and it gives me opportunity to trade them a bit. The point is, like, most of these scans find the similar stocks because I know what my edge is and I know how I can make money, and I'm only looking for those types of things. There's other members out there that have a whole different set of favorite scans, and everyone's different. This is just my style. I just want to keep it simple, stupid. I want to find stocks going up in blue sky and nice big base breakouts, and I want to put myself in them. I want to stay away from the stuff in downtrends. The Davis box scan and everything, like daily, weekly, it's just vital to do things on weekly data too, okay? Because daily data is fun, weekly data is where the big, massive bases are found. So when you're doing this stuff, get into the habit of flicking to weekly data, okay? And just looking at these things, setting up on the bigger time frame, because the bigger the the base, the bigger the move, and everyone wants a big move. All right, that's it. Take care. Bye-bye.